Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you.
Hello and welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. Thank you so much for being here. As I was writing up this podcast episode, I seriously was sitting here blowing my own mind by the connections that I was making, and I was seriously so excited to create this for you guys and explain exactly how the masculine and the feminine energies can be influencing our money, could potentially be blocking us from receiving more, and could quite literally be a key to unlocking your financial abundance goals, set points, financial thermostat, all of the things. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, I want to get really clear on the feminine and masculine energies. Okay, so there is the wounded masculine and the wounded feminine, and then there are the healthy masculine and the healthy feminine. And in each of these little quadrants, I guess, I'm seeing this as like a split screen in my brain. In each and every quadrant, there are specific characteristics that you will notice yourself showing up in, or other people in your life showing up in. So let's start off with the healthy masculine traits. Healthy masculine traits are strong, logical, focused, supportive, have inner strength, they're confident, they are a provider, they have discipline and boundaries. And the healthy feminine traits are unconditional love, they're unconditional loving, nurturing, their intuition speaks through them constantly. They are stable and grounded. They are also in ease and in flow. They are in this allowing energy, and they are the receiving energy. They have tons of creativity, and usually your vision is very clear when you are in that healthy feminine flow. Now, on the other side, on the wounded, which these are the ones that I really want you to listen up for, start to see if anyone comes to mind as I go through these different characteristics. So the wounded masculine, he's controlling, or it's not really a he, she type of thing. It's not exactly like it's not binary. Is that the word? I don't know. Okay, it's not like a sex thing. It's more so, it's not male, female. It is actually like we all have masculine and feminine parts of us. And we'll get into more. Okay. So the masculine wounded energies that like the characteristics that start to come through is very controlling, critical, aggressive, confrontational, and unstable. The wounded feminine energy has a victim mentality. It's more weak-minded, overly emotional, manipulative or needy, and they can be jealous or codependent. So as I start to name off some of these things, you may be thinking of different times in your life where you have shown up either in the healthy or in the wounded. Maybe certain people came to mind. Maybe ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends, maybe parents, maybe just events in your life where you were in that energy yourself. Hold that vision for a second. Hold those names. Hold everything that's coming up for you. So now I'm going to explain how this relates to money, how this relates to you receiving money. So first and foremost, money is neutral. I, at one point, thought that money was more masculine. I was like, oh, well, money is a provider energy, is a supportive energy. But actually, the masculine aspect of money is the container that creates the abundance. So it's the boundaries, it's the structure, it's the routines, it's the consistency, discipline. Those are the qualities that typically create the abundance that you're looking for. But on the other side, what allows money to flow, for you to receive money, for money to expand, is more feminine. So money has both sides to it. There is the masculine and then there's the feminine. And then we get into these wounded and these healthy aspects of it. So what I just mentioned was more so of the healthy, when you are in these energies where you have clear boundaries, you're showing up consistently, you're also in that state of allowing, you're connected to your intuition, your creativity is just off the charts. That is a beautiful place to be so that money stays, it's also able to flow, and you're able to create the kind of life that you desire. Now, like always, everything comes back to your childhood and your subconscious mind. So listen to this. I want you to think about if your parents ever showed qualities of the wounded masculine or the wounded feminine. So, for example, a mom in this situation, you may have seen, if your mom, let's say like your mom was a single mom and she had to do everything herself. So she had to be very aggressive, assertive. She had to be controlling and sometimes demanding. But then she also had qualities of neediness, of codependency, of jealousy or insecurity that would show all of her wounded traits. Now, on the other side, let's say that you saw your dad being very controlling, maybe he was unstable, maybe he was very confrontational, or maybe the way that he worked was from a place of scarcity and lack all the time. What you witness of your parents growing up, maybe your parents were together and you saw your mom being really, really needy and codependent. Maybe you saw your dad betraying her. Maybe you saw your dad not being supportive or your mom not being loving towards you or your siblings. All of these experiences, they imprint, of course, on your subconscious mind, which then goes on to control 95% of your life as an adult. So all of those traits that you experience, you may have picked up on some of them, or you may have the perspective that money only comes when you are in the wounded energies, the wounded masculine or the wounded feminine. Our parents, they really influence the way that we see money. They talked about money, or they kept money very hush hush. Maybe they talked about how rich people were evil. Maybe they talked about how money makes you greedy. Maybe they said that rich people or people with wealth are never happy. Anything that your parents have told you around finances, it typically sticks with you. If you watch your parents struggle to pay bills, that sticks with you. When you see those events happen over and over and over again, that repetition, it basically sears it into your subconscious mind that this is what life is. Life is like this. Life is struggle or not having enough. Or maybe it shows you that money comes and goes easily, or money causes problems, money causes stress. All of these events are influencing the way that we now receive, spend, save money. So I want you to really ask yourself, are there any places in your life that you are showing up in these qualities? Are you being dishonest? Maybe you can start to identify some of those thoughts and behaviors that give you some more clarity on where you fall within these scales. And it is not likely that all of us are 100% healthy, feminine and masculine 100% of the time. We all have our moments, and I want you to give yourself grace and have compassion. But the awareness is really key here, because once you start to become aware of it, then you will start to be more intentional about not allowing yourself to get to that place where you're swinging really, really far into the wounded feminine or the wounded masculine. You'll also start to pick up on these things whenever you're speaking to your friends, family, your parents. You will start to notice that these tiny little shifts can make all of the difference if you are intentional about it. So you can also ask yourself, where can you add in some more of these healthy characteristics? Where can you maybe have a little bit more discipline, a little bit more structure? Where can you have a little bit more ease and allowing? Where can you get more into creative flow and allow your intuition to speak to you? Those are all going to help you in gaining more self-trust and also building your trust within the universe to provide for you. And this kind of content I love diving into, because once I started to make these connections, I swear, like, my mind was mind blown. I was like, this is so true, so real. And you cannot have one without the other. Like, this is so needed to be talked about, the feminine and the masculine energetics of money, because it's affecting all of us every single day based on how we respond every single time that money comes near us, whether someone's paying for something for us, whether we are buying something for ourselves, whether we're sending money to someone for something. These traits come up literally on a daily basis. Every single time that you go get gas or groceries, all of it is constantly coming up in your reality. So if you can start to really embody those healthy characteristics, you will start to realize that your flow of abundance just starts to get more easy. And it's almost like you're opening up this channel to more abundance. I think that you guys are going to really enjoy this upcoming masterclass. If you want to join, message me the word money, and I will send you the link to this free masterclass coming up. I'm sure you've been seeing my post. It's coming up here very, very soon. And I am so excited to pour into each and every one of you guys to help you upgrade your financial reality and also just your reality as a whole, your identity as a whole, so that you can step into the most abundant, ambitious, successful version of yourself. I can't wait to see you there. If you need me for absolutely anything, I'm always here. My DMs are always open. Please leave me a rating down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.